trying to think of the word, pity. We don't, when you pity people, you literally sit with them in their place, where they're down in the dirt, in their sackcloth and ashes, in their sorrows, in their depression, all of that. Mercy, though, is when you go and you don't sit, you stay standing, and you offer that hand up out. And I loved these definitions of healing, because it truly is that thing. It says, come up out of that brokenness and be made whole. Come up out of that place where the enemy had a breach and overtook you. Come up into the place of security where there's a steadfastness in God and the wall is strong against these things again, so that it closes that place back up. The whole thing of restoring integrity and dignity. There's a place when people are sitting on the ground and they feel worthless and useless. But it says, no, we've got a place for you. That's restoring that value. It's restoring the very thing of come and stand with us. There's the very dignity where you're no longer seated down in the dirt, but you're brought upward, up out of that place into the wholeness, and shoes put on your feet. You're kept out of that place of where even you're touching the earth. You know, shoes represent that throughout Scripture, where it's like you don't even touch the earth anymore. There is nothing of that corruption. There's nothing of that flesh that can even touch you anymore. So, and up out of the undesirable condition where you come into what God's desire for people always was meant to be. He never meant for us, any of us, to be living under these conditions. And he looks forward to the day where there will be a threefold generation say, no more of this, and we're going to throw it off and live as the new man in the new nature that Christ brought. And the whole earth being full with that kind of a people, you guys. It's not just one city. It's not just one nation. This is the day and hour where the kingdom is coming to cover the earth.
How do we deliver that message?
How we deliver it is just what he revealed to me that day when he said, the way is in, it's already in you. I am the way. I am the truth. I am the life. And he really stressed, I am the way, and I am in you. So, so often we're asking how. And it really is about that thing of just leaning into him, Charles. We make it too difficult. He's made it so easy because we've been taught to do the reasoning thing. We've been taught by man to use our soul and our body to answer spiritual questions. So he is trying to draw us back into him. He is spirit and he is truth. And when we lean into him, he is the way, then he brings the truth, and then he will be the life. So as we are doing today, he said, okay, he started out. He gave us the way. He says, go to Farmington. Okay? He's within us, and we say, what do I have? And he says, all you need to pack after you pass through the eye of the needle, all we needed to pack was him and his word. You have the Father, you have the Son, and together the Spirit is there, cannot be separated. And I'll tell you, if we will just go in him, in spirit and in truth, he's going to bring out of us what we need to do. That's how easy it is. But he's literally giving us boots on the ground. This is an activation thing, boots on the ground, of just leaning into him, knowing that what he has already prepared in you is ready to go today.
I can manifest that revelation.
There you are, see? And it's not about, we are the ones putting expectations on. Yeah, we're the ones putting expectations on. Oh, we've got to take a big, huge tent. We've got to have a big, huge entourage of music and blah, 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 blah. And he says, no, you, me, I, dwelling in you, that's all you need. And he is just stressing that over and over and over again. He wants to take us back to the simple. because man has made it big and complicated and cumbersome and expensive and arduous and wearisome. And he says, no, true faith is just this simple, pure relationship. And he's going to prove himself out here worldwide. I think that's just awesome.
So you're so.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't go, but I'm with you on it.
That's all
I
right.
understand.
We understand. We understand.
Yeah, I had a heart for Dubuque. There's just something about that city. Every time I go in that town,
Yeah.
I do. And as a matter of fact, that's where I'm unloading first thing tomorrow morning,
Right.
early. I mean, way early, in Dubuque, and I'll pull out of there probably and go clear up above the Twins tomorrow.
Do you know what? I want to put you into perspective, because when I worked in the bookstore, something important would happen. I would have Christians from all over the United States who were coming into this city to do business. And they would, after being in town for, they were supposed to be here for the week. There used to be a Christian bookstore on the square.
In this town?
In this town.
Okay.
And being there through the course of 12 years, okay, and people would come from all over, and they would have the same experience as I had as I came into this town. What's with this town? I can't read my Bible. I can't pray here. I can't witness. What's with this town? So they would come seeking, because being a Christian bookstore, they were just hoping to find answers. And so after a day or two of that, usually I saw them on the third day they were here. And the Lord started showing me that every person that he was sending like that, when they had that much concern, there was something stirring in their heart for that city, just like what you're talking about. So there's these people. And I would say to them, he asked you to come here to put a block on our walls. You may not be called to these cities to live, but when you go there, he stirs something in your heart. So your prayers are so important for that city. Your prayers for that city puts a block on the walls. You are already praying for someone in that city who needs to find their place on that wall and be a part of the body of believers, but they have no one praying for them. And when you go in, he most often doesn't show you their face, and you may even be praying for whole groups of people, but just pray according to his will for that city, because those prayers are eternal, and they're put in place over whole groups of people that can come free. But they need someone praying for them. So you pray. And look at, you have the awesome thing, like others who have that. They travel on the road, but they go from city to city. That's what he has made you to be doing in this day and hour. And respect that you are boots on the ground every day. And whatever cities he's taking you into, or even through the countrysides, you're having impact because you're praying as you're going. You're leaving a spiritual atmosphere as you go. And that's needed for people passing through those areas or living in those areas. And so just trust that he is using you. It is not worthless. Everything that God gets to bring into manifestation on the earth is because someone's been praying. Grab a hold of that and respect how he's using your life. And that he loves your heart for him. And he just knows that you'll just be singing and praying as you go. That's why he gives you what you're doing for a living. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I appreciate you sharing that with me.
Yeah. And it's why you're struggling, because you're, the whole thing. We're being called to Farmington. Well, that's okay. If that's not where he's assigning you today, that's okay.
When I first came here, I really struggled with you. And now you bring tears to my eyes, happiness and joy.
Hey, if it's in consolation, I still struggle with some with what Judy brings. But I know it's important, so. Yeah.
Awesome.
Because you gotta grab it in the spirit.
Yeah, yeah.
All the pain pulpit a lot of times make any sense of it, but we actually have to shift the word repent.
And there's, there'll be aspects that will grab you right off. And other aspects just like kind of goes like, huh? But the Lord will really bring things to you, even in those places where all of a sudden, I mean, sometimes Judy's speaking, and I go, huh? Then all of a sudden, whoa, that was really
Just remember,
So it's just,
just remember, when you were probably in about the 5th or 6th grade, they took you and showed you how light travels faster than sound. Did you do that thing? That little experiment? Somebody has a whistle, somebody has a flag. You can see the flag drop, but it takes a few seconds to hear the sound. And that's why the seer gift is, it's difficult to carry because you see things far quicker than sound.
And when you're running track and the pistol goes off, you see the smoke before you hear the crack of the pistol.
Right, right,
You see the smoke going on.
yes. Light is faster than sound. And so there is that thing, but you also made a choice last weekend. And when you made that choice, I just saw the difference in you. Your whole countenance changed. You just stepped across. You did. And it just makes it much easier than coming to observe us and actually choosing to be a part of something. And that choice was made in you. And the same thing happened to me. It happens for many people. There is a choice. I'm going to step into this. I don't know where you're going to take me, God, but I'm going to step into this.